director of his Medicare 24 company following his resignation as a director. But Matlala says the only person who witnessed the cash exchange and can back up his claims has died.
He actually wanted 1 million rands. I gave him 3, and then again I gave him 2, like I mentioned. And the day I decided to stop, I was supposed to give him 300,000 again, but that never happened. It's when I decided to stop taking his calls.
The Ekurhuleni City Council is meeting behind closed doors today to debate a proposal to suspend 2 senior officials implicated at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Head of Legal Services Kemi Bihari and Head of Human Resources Linda Klashega are accused of protecting suspended Ekurhuleni Metro Police Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi from facing accountability. A 2023 report by police watchdog IPID recommended disciplinary action against Mkhwanazi for allegedly entering the EMPD into a corrupt contract with Vusimuzikat Matlala's private security company. Alfa Ramushwana reports.
Last week, the Ekurhuleni City Council attempted to debate the mayor's proposal to suspend Head of HR Linda Klashega and Head of Legal Services Kemi Bihari. But insiders say the reports submitted to council were incomplete, preventing councillors from proceeding with the vote. It's understood the city had not given either official the chance to make written representations to the city manager, explaining why they should not be suspended. Those steps will now have to be redone during today's council meeting, allowing the proper processes to be followed before debating their possible suspension. However, the council remains divided, with some arguing the officials must be suspended, while others insist the move is politically motivated. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News.
In the courts now, the MK party's battle against President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to place Police Minister Senzo Mchunu on special leave is back in the Pretoria High Court today. The party and its leader, former President Jacob Zuma, are challenging Ramaphosa's appointment of Feroz Kachalia as the acting police minister. The MK party is approaching the court for a third time today after failed attempts in the Con-Court as well as the High Court. Ramaphosa made the changes to his executive in July after an explosive press briefing by KZN top cop Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi accusing Mchunu of political interference within the SAPS. Arguing on behalf of the MK party, advocate Dalimpofu says Ramaphosa's decision to place Mchunu on leave of absence was unlawful.
On the cases that we rely on, it is quite clear that leave of absence, by definition, is not something that can be imposed on a person. It is granted. That's why it always goes with the word granted, not placed.
To this now, matric exams have wrapped up for the year, making way for celebrations to begin. Thousands of learners will be attending matric rage events as well as smaller end-of exams, or so-called pens down parties across the country over the next few days. Western Cape Education MEC David Wiener says while it's understandable that the learners would like to celebrate, he is urging them to do so responsibly.
We encourage all matrics attending these events to familiarize themselves with the safety measures at the event itself and to report anything suspicious to the South African Police Service or event organizers immediately.
And in Japan, a beer giant, Asahi, says it has not engaged with hackers who hit it with ransomware in September. The cyber attack was the latest high-profile global corporate target. The company says it has not received any specific demand from the hackers, who may have leaked the data of around 2 million people already. Asahi has already delayed the release of its third quarter earnings, and yesterday it said the full-year results have also been postponed. Gold is trading at $4,152.22 an ounce. The rand is at 17.18 to the dollar, 22.70 to the pound, 19.89 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $62.79 a barrel.
Well, at this hour, if you're leaving the Joburg CBD, expect heavy delays on Main Reef Road between Anderson and the M2. There's also those roadworks in the Calvin Alex area causing huge delays in both directions. This is between London Road and the Bacloon Change on the N3. There's also heavy delays in the Mother City. That's on the elevated freeway heading into the Cape Town CBD.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng with thundershowers expected. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 29 degrees, while Cape Town is partly cloudy with a fresh southeasterly wind at a high of 30 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: controversial businessman Vusimuziket Matlala has told Parliament's ad hoc committee that former Police Minister Bheki wanted a cash payment of 1 million rand.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. You're with Mandy Wiener on 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM.
Midday Report with Mandy Wiener on 702 and Cape Talk is brought to you by Nedbank Commercial Banking. Think bigger, think Nedbank Commercial Banking. On the show today, Matlala claims Bheki asked him for R1 million. We'll take you live to Kgosi Prison. A short list of 6 names, including Menzi Simelane, to be National Director of Public Prosecutions. The MK party challenges Ramaphosa's decision to suspend Mkhunu for the 3rd time. And our book of the week is the ultimate guide to pet pampering. All of that over the next hour.
The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app, DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Report on 702 and Cape Talk with me, Mandy Wiener. Good to be with you today. We will take you live to the Kgosi Prison, where Matlala is on the stand for the 2nd day. We'll speak to our reporter Babalo Ndenze, and we'll take much of that evidence live for you during the show. In the second half, we will bring you some other interviews. But hey, did you hear about the shortlist for the National Director of Public Prosecutions? So the advisory panel for the NDPP, which is chaired by the Minister of Justice, met on Tuesday, and there were concerns that there weren't enough candidates. So they extended that, and then they've come up with a list of 6 candidates who meet the minimum requirements. So they're not saying they recommend these 6. They're saying these are the 6 candidates who meet the minimum requirements. So the first one is Advocate Nicolette Bell, who is the DPP in the Western Cape. The second one is Advocate Hermione Cronier, who used to be the head of the investigating directorate before Andrea Johnson, and she had a fallout with Shamila Batoy and with Andrea Johnson. So that is an interesting name that we could see her return to the NDPP position. And then Advocate Andrea Johnson, who's the current head of the investigating directorate. Remember, she was testifying at the ad hoc committee last week, but she heads the investigating directorate. Advocate Xolisile Kanile, who is the head of the Financial Intelligence Center. All of my encounters with her have been very interesting, and she really seems to know what's going on there. Advocate Mop is the DPP in the Western Cape as well. And then number 6 is Advocate Menzi Simelane. And that name will sound familiar to you because he used to be the National Director of Public Prosecutions. Now, if you've followed this, and this is me showing my age or institutional memory, this matter of Menzi Simelane's appointment went all the way to the Constitutional Court. The issue wasn't the fact that he lied under oath at the Ginwala inquiry. It was the fact that the Minister of Justice at the time, Jeff Radebe, did not take that into consideration. So the court finding was around his appointment, not the fact that he lied. But it still remains that at the Ginwala inquiry, Frene Ginwala found that there was prima facie evidence that he had misled the commission. And the fact that he's on the shortlist now to be NDPP is fascinating. He obviously meets the requirements because there's no criminal finding against him. But I suppose the question is, should he be? And what are your thoughts on that? Who do you believe should be the National Director of Public Prosecutions? Do you have a name that comes to mind? Is there anybody on that list that resonates with you? Send me a WhatsApp voice note. Let me know what you think. 072 702 1702 072 567 1567. Well, let's go straight to the inquiry now. Babalo Ndenze, EWN parliamentary reporter, has been listening in all morning, and we'll wrap up what we've heard so far about money paid to Bheki, and currently at the moment we're dealing with the kidnapping of Jerry Boshoga. So let's find out from Babalo now. Babalo, good afternoon to you. Wrap up the morning for us.
Yes, indeed, Mandy. Day 2 of Kat Matlala's evidence was smooth. Kat Matlala basically continuing from yesterday's evidence around payments that were made to Bheki Cele. He told us this morning that, in fact, which is something he didn't mention yesterday, he says Bheki Cele, in fact, wanted a million rand from him instead of that 500,000 that he eventually paid him. But he did pay him 2 separate payments, a first payment of 200,000, followed by a second payment of 200,000. But Bheki Cele wanted this million rand, but he eventually stopped taking Bheki Cele's calls. And you'll remember that there were, I think, up to 20 missed calls at some point, Bheki Cele trying to make contact with Kat Matlala. And he says Bheki Cele never made any, indications of exactly how much money he wanted on these different occasions. All he would say was just do your thing or do the right thing, or just make it happen, to quote him. And he also touched a bit on as well as Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. He also said yesterday that there was in fact a meeting with Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi regarding that tender of his, that 300 million rand Medicare tender. And these meetings that were facilitated by Cele were to try get this tender or these payments processed. Because he wasn't getting these payments or purchase orders from the police, so he was not really getting any money. And this was one of the main reasons why he couldn't pay Bheki Cele, the amounts that he was demanding, because he wasn't getting paid enough. And these were not personal payments from Kat Matlala's personal bank account; these were from his business account, according to him. And he says this money he withdrew this money at an F&B branch in Menlyn, and he said he put this money in a Woolworths bag. You'll know these new Woolworths bags, the black ones. He says this is what he was using to carry the money, and it was his sister Claudette who actually, in fact, went into the bank to withdraw this cash because he had resigned as a director of Medicare. So his sister was still a sole director, so she had access and could withdraw the money on his behalf. He also touched on Jerry Boshoga, as you mentioned. Now, Jerry Boshoga, as we all know, was kidnapped over a year ago. Now, this is his friend, according to Kat Matlala. And Jerry Boshoga, for those who were following the earlier submissions by Shadrack Sibiya also touched on Boshoga's kidnapping. He told the committee that he's been missing for so long that he doubts that Jerry Boshoga is even alive. And he also touched on issues around narcotics. Now, Jerry Boshoga, he confirmed to the committee after questioning from Norman Aronson, its evidence leader, that Boshoga was dabbling into narcotics and drug dealing and was a bit of a drug kingpin, and he's not denying that. But members also put in questions to him of why do you hang around with drug dealers and drug kingpins if yourself are not involved in drugs? And you'll remember in some reports earlier this year, Boshoga's family, in fact, was accusing Matlala of being the one behind Jay Boshoga's kidnapping. So that's where we are at the moment. There are a lot of questions around Boshoga's kidnapping, as well as any links to drug cartels by Kat Matlala, who's also alleged to be one of the top or the big 5 drug cartels that have been mentioned in both commissions in Parliament and the Matlala Commission.
Babalo, thanks for wrapping up the morning for us. Babalo and Denze, EWN parliamentary reporter. Let's go live now to the Kgoshi Mampuru prison, where we are currently hearing the ad hoc committee.
To us. I thought you'd just give us the answer.
No, there's no such thing.
No such. Sorry, I'm corrected that the footage was actually captured at Katie Molefi's house. I asked you about, you knew or you know Katie Molefi?
Yes, I said I know him.
But your evidence was that you knew him from Katie's association with Mr. Msibi?
Yes, that's true.
But you don't have any relationship with him?
Yes, that's true.
Sorry. So apologies about the bag and the money, and it was apparently at his house. You still want to see the footage?
It's irrelevant.
Okay. Just in case it might be asked. Okay. Let's move on to another topic, the PKTT.
Okay.
The Political Killings Task Team.
Yes.
Now, you may be aware, I think we made these statements available to you of Lieutenant General Konazi. His evidence to to this honorable committee was that following the raid on your house, that was on the 6th of December, you took steps through your connections to have the PKTT disbanded, believing that the team that raided your house on the 6th of December was the PKTT. Do you want to comment on that?
I don't know what power would I have for me to disband the unit from the SAPS, because from what I heard from my affidavits that I have from, that thing was planned, I think, way back in 2019 for that unit to be disbanded.
Now, in the time available, we probably won't get through all the WhatsApp messages. It's been made available to you, the WhatsApps between yourself and Brown.
But remember, I spoke with you about the WhatsApp, that some of them, they are not, it's not the WhatsApp, they are fabricated.
Yeah.
And I told you about it, and that's what I was saying. I wanted to address the chair about them, and at least show you guys, all of you guys, proof now.
Yeah. The
Chair. Mr. Matlala must address us properly. We are not you guys. We are honorable members.
Hey, I'm sorry about that, honorable members.
Thank you.
Mr. Matlala has apologized to accept the apology. Let's see.
Thank you. No, the allegation is that through your connections, there's little doubt, Mr. Matlala, that you are well connected, isn't it? You know, and you have met, you've described them to us thus far. You've met a number of high-level people, and they've all been mentioned here. So it wouldn't be unfair to say that you are well connected. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Well, you have meetings with General Nkwenazi, you have meetings with General Sabia, Sonona is your friend, head of the Hawks. You've had meetings with a former minister, General Kele. You also made some payments to him, you say, you allege. These are people that most of us would never ever dream of meeting as ordinary citizens. You've met them. So I'm just putting to you that you are well connected to people high up in SAPS.
So will I be wrong if I say even them, when they meet business people, they are well connected?
That these are people who are well connected?
These police officials, when they meet business people, will I be wrong if I say they are also well connected?
Absolutely, that is why you connected to them. They are connected because they are decision makers in the police, and in turn they are also connected to decision makers like ministers and former ministers in the police.
My view is when you in some type of line of business, and then your business gets to a certain level, you'll meet people on a different level. So meeting those people is not of a corrupt nature for you to meet with those people. Whether those people they are connected or not, it does not justify to say that other people cannot, they can only dream of meeting them. So it's the same as them saying they're meeting some highly, I say, businessman or something. So for them also meaning that they might, those police officials, they must be highly connected as well.
Well, we don't have time, and I don't think it's appropriate to have some philosophical debate about why people of your stature should want to meet people who are high up in the police. Because if you would agree at least with this proposition that if you in business and if everything is above board, it's lawful, and there's no reason for the police to be involved, then there's also no reason for you to be connected to people high up in the police.
But it's not only the police. I will know doctors, I will know advocates, I will know, there's different professions, not only the police.
Okay. All right. So let's just deal with the PKTT, and we deal with it at page 20 from paragraph 21 of your statement.
What page is that?
Page 20 at the bottom and page 21. Now I'm not going to go to the actual WhatsApps. You can see there, it is summarized from page 21 onwards. You see those messages?
Yes, I do.
You received a message from Brown Mkhotsi on I received a message from Brown Mkhotsi on 31 December 2024 at 11:32, wherein he wrote the following: outstanding issues. Now this again, today is D-Day. On the other side, I also think you must stand back.
Yes, I see it.
You received that message, you confirm it? I replied back on 31 December at 11:33, indicating I did not know what the text meant. I sent a text saying, stand back, ? I don't understand. What do you mean? Then Brown Mkhotsi responded at 11:35, saying, for your safety and business. And following a further text at 11:37 saying that we must just fight what comes your way. I sent a text at 11:40 saying, this won't change my contribution towards the minister, though I made a conscious decision that I'm not backing down. Whatever help this minister needs from my side, I'll be happy to assist. I just want to fight losing. So you confirm those exchanges?
Yes, I do.
Then at paragraph 89, I receive a message from Mkhotsi on 1 January 2025.
Paragraph 39.
Sorry?
89.
Paragraph 89
yeah.
On page 22. I received a message from Brown Mkhotsi 1 January 2025 at 22:38 regarding the directive issued by the minister for the disbandment of the PKTT. In the message, Brown Mkhotsi told me that the task team that came to my house and bothered me has been disbanded. And we reference this all in your bundle of documents. I responded on the 2nd of July at 7:12 saying, oh really? When did this happen? He then said, as we speak now, the dockets have been sent to Sabia. He also attached a copy of the 31 December directive, and that is also in your bundle at page 22. Then you say, I did not discuss the matter further. I do not know whether he was referring to the docket that relates to the incident where the police was harassing me or not. So at paragraph 23, do you want to relate your views on these messages from paragraph 24 on page 23?
Page?
Page 23.
Paragraph 94.
Yes.
So you're saying?
Do you want to convey to the Honourable Committee your views on these messages, which we've summarized because we don't have the time to go through all the messages.
Yes.
We know that there was a string of messages, a thick bundle of exchanges between you and Magotse. And we know from your evidence yesterday that from your viewpoint, he was just trying to extort money from you. And we know from your evidence certainly that you said you never met Minister Mkhunu, you don't know him, and you confirmed that in an affidavit.
Kat Matlala facing questions there from Norman Orenser, the evidence leader. Oh, he's rude. He comes across very rude. What else does he have to do? He's in prison. You'd think that he'd make time for this inquiry, but I think he's coming across, even Julius Malema saying he needs to address us with respect. Kat Matlala going through his evidence there.
The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener is brought to you by Nedbank Commercial Banking. See money differently.
Real growth needs more than just banking, and Nedbank Commercial Banking is your growth partner. Their team of industry experts understand your business and its potential, offering insight to help you see opportunity where others see obstacles. Because when you can see what others don't, you can do what others can't. Think bigger. Think Nedbank Commercial Banking. See money differently. Nedbank is a licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up.
Oh, really?
I want to be an astronaut.
An astronaut? Aren't you aiming a little high?
Well, that's where you come in. I need you to buy me Pediasure. It has 27 vitamins and minerals to support my growth so that I hit all the milestones and it's scientifically proven.
Okay, Miss Liver. Where can I buy Pediasure?
It's available at pharmacies and retailers in South Africa.
Pediasure by Abbott. Approved by kids to fuel their dreams.
You've heard the songs, but until you've seen it live, you haven't experienced the magic of cats. Coming to Monte Casino from 17 January until 22 February, it's the memory shared by millions. Book now at Web Tickets. Brought to you by Peter Turin and GWB Entertainment.
The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car on the way to the hospital, carrying an elderly couple, playfully bantering about who their first grandchild will look like. The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic. It's bringing two generations together. Every story's different, and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005, in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
12:30, time for Eyewitness News headlines.
Thanks, Mandy. Good afternoon. Controversial businessman Vusumuzi Kat Matlala has told Parliament's ad hoc committee that former Police Minister Bheki Cele initially wanted a cash payment of 1 million rand and not the 500,000 rand he ended up paying him. Matlala is continuing to give evidence before the ad hoc committee, which is probing allegations of police corruption. More evidence is being laid around the payments that he allegedly made to Cele on two separate occasions. The DA wants police to investigate MK Party MP Duduzile Zuma Sambudla for human trafficking, providing foreign military assistance as well as fraud. MP Chris Hatting says the party has messages from South African men in the Ukraine claiming Zuma Sambudla lured them under false pretenses to fight for Russia. Last week, the story broke of at least 17 South Africans who claim Zuma Sambudla tricked them into traveling to the war-torn country to fight in the war. And a large group of men has taken to the streets of Soweto today, protesting against the high levels of abuse of women and children. The demonstration forms part of many planned as part of 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children. The Good Men Foundation says it's demonstrating today, calling on men to uplift women and stop abusing them. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 1 or as it happens.
EWN Sport.
Good afternoon, I'm Tolage Mganga. Rassie Erasmus has made 9 changes to the Springbok team to play Wales on Saturday. Kobus Reinach will earn his 50th cap, while 7 players, including captain Siya Kolisi and Sasha Feinberg Mgomezulu, retain their places in the starting lineup following last week's win over Ireland. The front row combination will be Johan Grobler, Wilco Louw and Gerard Steenkamp, while Erasmus has opted for a 7-1 split in favour of the forwards on the bench. For Steve Tandy, he believes that a clash against the double world champions will be a true test of their credentials.
The more games we get, I think we've got 14 to 15 before the World Cup, so any game's a great game for us. If you ask any player to represent the country at any given time, no matter where it is, they're going to want to play, and for us, it's another opportunity. I think there's loads of ways you can look at this game, but for me, it's exciting. We've got some boys who are going to back up games, some boys are going to get their first opportunity, and we're playing against an unbelievable opposition, so it's going to be some class learnings for us as a team and also individuals.
And Arne Slot insists he's not in fear of being axed as Liverpool manager after they suffered a 4-1 defeat to PSV in the UEFA Champions League. The loss for the Reds sees them continue their worst run since 1953, if there's now lost 9 of their last 12 matches across all competitions.
I don't think it's important if it's fair or not, but that it's normal, and that I understand if any manager around the world loses football games, let alone so many as we've lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that, and if that's fair or not fair, that's for other people to judge. But that it's normal. I think it is that if you lose so many times, that people start talking about that.
Tolage Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Well, at this hour, if you're leaving the Joburg CBD, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Main Reef Road between Anderson and the M2, also traveling through Alex Calvin area. We still have those roadworks causing heavy delays on the N3 in both directions between London Road and the Batlu interchange in the mother city. Slow-moving traffic on the elevated freeway heading into the Cape Town CBD, and also look out for those roadworks causing some delays on Nelson Mandela Boulevard outbound. This is heading towards Strand Street. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Do you suffer from heartburn and hyperacidity? To relieve heartburn for the whole day and night with one tablet, a potent once-a-day treatment which was previously prescription only is now available over the counter. Ask your pharmacist for an over-the-counter, long-lasting heartburn treatment. Brought to you by Sandoz.
As an FSCA-regulated broker, Prime XBT gives you the confidence to trade market volatility your way. Enjoy low trading fees, advanced tools across crypto futures and CFDs, and VIP discounts of up to 70% available to new traders. Take advantage of free deposits and withdrawals with crypto options and local South African payment methods. Prime XBT, empowering traders to succeed. Trade responsibly. Trading comes with risk.
Enjoy a summer of extras with free gifts from Vodacom on all summer deals. Like the Huawei Pura 80 Pro for just $889 over 36 months on a 3GB Red Core plan. And get the Huawei Watch Fit 4 worth $2,999 on us. Plus, enjoy sizzling hot extras with 5 gigs YouTube data and 2 months free YouTube Premium. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Small businesses are anything but small. They're the backbone of our communities, the dreamers, the doers, the ones who keep Mzansi moving forward. That's why 702 and Capitec Business Banking are putting them in the spotlight. Every Thursday between 6 and 8 p.m., catch Small Business Focus with Capitec, where we showcase the hustle, heart, and the secrets to thriving in today's economy. Your vision matters, and with Capitec, you're never building it alone. Small Business Focus with Capitec, the business bank for everyone. Thursdays between 6 and 8 p.m. on 702. Capitec Bank is an authorized FSP 46669.
WhatsApp Mandy
on 072 702 1702.
Hi, Mandy. Julius Malema, who does not respect anyone in this world, when to be respected. Come on.
Hi, Mandy. Itumelenye. I think Kat Matlala is not rude. He's assertive. He's an African man. That's how African men are. Even Julius Malema was once deemed rude. Now he's assertive. This is how we are.
Hi, Mandy. This is Cynthia. It's a sad day when criminals do not respect authority. They do not respect the rule of law. And our constitution is such that we have to treat them back with respect. It is so disheartening. And he's reflecting the mood of the nation. Our institutions have lost the respect of South Africans because of this. It's very sad. I really hope that a change comes to this country. I really do.
Thank you very much for those various WhatsApp voice notes that have come through. Is he being assertive? My interpretation of it is that he comes across as rude, but you have a different lived experience to me, so you may feel that he's being assertive, and you're entitled to that opinion. I think he's just rude and abrasive. On the WhatsApp line, Leonard says, "Come on, Mandy, a sketchy past makes Simelane the leading candidate in SA. Any suggestion of impropriety is not a bug but a feature." This is regarding Menzi Simelane, the former National Director of Public Prosecutions, who is now on the shortlist to be the National Director of Public Prosecutions, because, remember, the courts decided that his appointment was unlawful. And I asked for suggestions of who you think should be the National Director of Public Prosecutions. JB says, Advocate Tefo.
The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener on 702 and Cape Talk is brought to you by Nedbank Commercial Banking. See money differently.
So if you've been following developments over the past 24 hours or so, you would have seen that Donald Trump had posted on Truth about how he would not be allowing South Africa to attend the G20 meeting, the Leaders Summit next year. The president issued a statement in response, noting the regrettable statement by President Donald Trump, and essentially saying in his statement that South Africa is a member of the G20, and it's not up to Donald Trump to decide who gets invited and who doesn't. So South Africa will continue to participate as a full, active and constructive member of the G20. Lots of reaction to that coming in. The South African Chamber of Commerce in the US, which describes itself as the voice of South African business in the US, has expressed deep concern regarding South Africa's possible exclusion from AGOA, the trade agreement, following that new legislation that has been proposed as well. And then AfriForum also responding to those developments, saying that we could have avoided being in this position. Kali Kriel is the CEO of AfriForum and joins us now. Kali, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your time. What is your reaction as AfriForum to where we find ourselves currently between South Africa and the US?
Good afternoon to you, Mandy. It's great speaking to you. Well, I think one should be clear. This is not good for the country. It's not good for the people of this country. It's not good for anybody. And this is exactly what we try to avert. And we would continue to try and solve the situation, because this has been a long time coming. We remember in the Biden administration, there was a huge uproar when Naledi Pandor visited Iran. There was a bill to say they should relook at the relationship. At the beginning of this year, on the 23rd of January, when President Ramaphosa announced he signed the Expropriation Act that allows for expropriation of compensation, within 10 days, on the 2nd of February, President Trump said he was acting against South Africa. So we saw what is happening. We proposed some solutions to the South African government. We proposed solutions to the US, asking them not to punish the country. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked up until now, but we should continue on that road.
Kali, many listening to this would argue that we're in this position because of the campaign that was run by AfriForum and Solidarity to in a way discredit South Africa when it comes to the US, the white genocide and concerns around how white people are treated in this country. What is your response to that?
Well, of course, it's not true, and we know what's behind the strategy. The ANC does not want to take responsibility for the negative consequences of their own corruption and policies, and now they need a scapegoat. People can go and look at the documents we took to the US. We have always had a firm stance: don't punish the country, help us to bring about solutions with regard to what is happening. We never used the term genocide. Those media institutions in South Africa that accused us of doing that, we took them to the press ombudsman and they had to apologize to us. Of course, if you look at the kind of words being used by President Trump, and we are saying, how can you prevent this to be used? Then we also had solutions to say, let's just condemn kill the boer, kill the farmer. Let the president do that. Let's make farm murder is a priority crime, like gang violence is, like violence against women and children is, like rhino poaching is. And then make sure we scrap Section 12.3 of the Expropriation Act that allows for expropriation without compensation. Those are the kind of solutions that we brought to the fore. And if that is done, we want to save the relationship with the US. But of course, apart from ignoring us, the ANC also doesn't help if Ronald Lamola, that's supposed to build international relationships, accuses the US of a white supremacy agenda. He can think that, but he should have known in terms of how the current US president acts, there would be a backlash. And it's not he that will suffer, it's the country that would suffer. And we are seeing that backlash. So we should now start really working very, very hard to try and save the day.
Kali, thank you very much. Kali Creels, the CEO of AfriForum, speaking to us there in light of the statement made by Donald Trump yesterday, the US president, about South Africa's revoking of the invitation to the G20 next year. Also, reports that we could see ourselves excluded from AGOA, according to that policy that has been tabled. I mean, as I said to Kali, many people would argue that we're in this position because of AfriForum and the narrative that has been put to US President Donald Trump about South Africa, white genocide. What are your thoughts on that?
As an FSCA regulated broker, Prime XBT gives you the confidence to trade market volatility your way. Enjoy low trading fees, advanced tools across crypto futures and CFDs, and VIP discounts of up to 70% available to new traders. Take advantage of free deposits and withdrawals with crypto options and local South African payment methods. Prime XBT, empowering traders to succeed. Trade responsibly. Trading comes with risk.
Kick off to glory with Hollywood Bets and Aziz Shege. Be in the game. Go full speed ahead with the epic competition. You stand to win a share of 4 million rand in cash and prizes, including an all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. Bet 10 rand or more on any soccer fixture or fixtures online or at your nearest branch. Live life in the fast lane. Bet now for your chance to score. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Team, summer is game time in Mzansi. Every tap, scan, swipe, it all adds up. And FNB is giving us big rewards, partner deals, e-bucks, defense tips, and chances to score experiences money can't buy. But you're only in the game if you pay with FNB. So stay sharp, spend clever, and let's dominate. FNB. Get in the game with FNB. Help changes everything. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider. NCRCP 20. T's and C's, earn rules and limits apply.
WhatsApp Mandy
on 072 702 1702.
Good afternoon, Mandy. There's only one candidate for the public prosecutor, and that will be Glynis Breitenbach. She is the best. Nicholas, Florida.
Hello, Mandy.
Assertive African men being rude, I'm not coming. No. I'm not coming. People like to hide behind group identities even when it's unnecessary. There's nothing about Africanness or being a man that determines how one person decides to behave.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you responding to that earlier voice note that we got. I said that I got the sense that Kat Matlala was being dismissive, was being rude, was being abrasive. Julius Malema saying that he needs to address the committee with respect, and we got a voice note saying that he's not being rude, he's being an assertive black man. So it was a response to that. Lots of response to that interview with Kali Kriel. Sandra says, Mandy, what does Kali care? White people will not be affected by Trump's decision. It's still white privilege all the way. And a question about why we had Kali Kriel on. If you just listened to a radio station where you only heard voices that you agreed with, you wouldn't have a very good world view, would you? So I think it's important we try and reflect as many views as possible. And I asked Kali the question, aren't we in this position because of AfriForum? So we do actually like a diversity of views and want to ensure that you hear different perspectives so you can make up your own decision. It doesn't help to abuse me. Thank you very much.
702.
The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener.
Let's walk the talk.
Let's go back to the commission now. Kat Matlala has been speaking about his phone, how it has been tampered with, and his other details that he's been questioned by Norman Arendse. He's pointing at his phone at the moment. Let's listen in to what he's been saying.
From WhatsApp, it will show me your name, not my name, because I'm communicating to you. I can't communicate to myself. I send you the message, and on my phone, it will show me your name, not my name.
Yes, how? So you are saying that it is showing Dlamini because you have saved it as Dlamini on your phone?
I cannot save your number as Dlamini.
I agree with you.
Yes.
No, Honorable Souls, I think we...
No, Chair, I need to understand for my sake, because now it's fine if I'm slow, but I just need to understand for my sake. The WhatsApps that we have here, is Mr. Matlala saying that he's disputing it is his WhatsApps because it is written Dlamini?
Oh, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing because of that. I'm disputing because I'm saying after my arrest, which was on the 14th of May, after that, a significant number of screenshots have been taken from my WhatsApp chat, and then now they are screenshots. So from these screenshots, they were taken from the 15th of May up until I think the 30th or June somewhere. So now I've got a question that if you want to download my phone, you can easily go to WhatsApp and download whatever you want to download. So now when you screenshot everything, and then now you want to download the screenshots. Remember, in the screenshots, it's easy for you to convert that PDF into Word and type whatever you want to type and take it back to PDF and download it after.
So you are saying, indeed, the profile that is named Dlamini is yours.
Yes.
However, because it was not downloaded as messages, it was transferred as screenshots, and therefore the screenshots you are claiming has been manipulated.
Yes.
I see.
And besides being manipulated, the purpose of downloading a phone is not to operate the phone. You cannot make calls or take pictures or whatever with the phone. You need to seal it, take it to the digital forensic lab to do downloading. So now when you start operating the phone, you're tampering with evidence. So my problem is it has been tampered with, and it's here. So should any honorable member want to see what happened, that from the 14th of May going forward, they've been taking screenshots. And then now I have to account for messages which I do not know even how did they get here.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I would be very interested to make the comparison to see the evidence that the witness is providing to dispute that is not his.
Yes.
Honorable Sangon.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Matlala, who are you accusing of manipulating your phone and why?
The police who are investigating my case, my criminal case.
Why would they want to do that? I mean, they've got the issues that they're looking at relating to attempted murder have got nothing to do with these messages. Why?
So that's live at the moment from the ad hoc inquiry. The questions being faced there by Kat Matlala.
The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car with a shift worker making his way home and daydreaming about his next career move, his next chapter. The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic, it's a possible light bulb moment that could change someone's life. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Black Friday weekend is now on at Checkers. Save up to 50% on deals like Omo Laundry Liquid Detergent 1.5 and 2 litres or capsules. 14 per pack, any for 59 Rand. Jacob's Krilling Instant Coffee 200 grams, any 2 for 219 Rand. Save 161 Rand. And a Platinum Digital Air Fryer 5 litre for 599 Rand. Save 200 Rand. Deals valid until Sunday, 30 November 2025. Only at Checkers and Checkers Hyper. In-store only.
Unlock exciting bonus prizes when you top up your Betway account with a Betway Bucks voucher. From millions in cash and bonuses to extra bets and so much more, every top up is a chance to score big. Head over to leading retailers, including Pick n Pay, Checkers, Pep Stores, an Incredible Connection, and top up with Betway today. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. South African Responsible Gambling Program toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Winners know when to stop.
702 and Cape Talk.
Book of the Week.
It's a Thursday, and on Thursdays on the Midday Report, we speak to the author of a local non-fiction book. And this book is such a delight. It's a wonderful, wonderful read going into the holidays. It comes from the trend analyst, futurist, and author Dion Chang. And it explores the unique bond that we share with the animals in our lives and the lessons they teach us about compassion, presence, and navigating. It is really the ultimate guide to pet parenting. So it tells stories about how people are booking seats on airlines, like pet airlines, for a pet-friendly holiday. The most unbelievable things. People are going and getting CBD treats for their anxious Dashuns. There's paternity leave for new pet owners. Fascinating. I learned a lot. Dion Chang, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Report. And why on earth did you write this book?
Good afternoon, Mandy. Thanks for having me, and hi to all the 702 listeners. It was just a fascinating look into this booming global pet economy. So the genesis of the book was a stat that I'd sourced from South Korea, who have declining birth rates, aging populations, and that was kind of the start of what we were researching. And in 2023, the largest e-commerce seller in South Korea discovered that they'd sold more pet strollers, so pet prams, than human baby prams. And that got me thinking, and that started the whole spiral of going down multiple rabbit holes about really just how big this pet economy is, and also how big the child-free movement that's going around the world is starting to affect declining birth rates and people transposing all of their disposable income, their love, attention to their fur babies.
You know, I still have to look twice every time I see a pet stroller. It's something that I just haven't become familiar with. And there's a lot of people, as you describe in the book, who are indulging their pets. And my favorite chapter is the Jet Set Pet, about how people are hiring private jets for their pets. There is no greater act of love for your fur child than flying them private. And then the hotels that you speak about as well. You speak about a hotel in France where it's specifically catered for pets.
Yeah, so the pet economy is growing so large that specifically in the high-end sector, so your luxury brands, almost every single major luxury brand that you can think of has a pet section now. So, a Gucci mattress for your pet, a dog bone cap, a bone bag by Louis Vuitton, all of those kind of things. And I was astounded at how many top 5-star hotels are not just pet friendly, but they have sometimes Michelin star room service menu for dogs. So you can actually go in and, I say the sort of the little pet bed's not enough now. You have to have these room service menus. There are spa treatments for dogs. There's even a hotel that does jet lag therapy for puppies. So if you have a jet set pet, then you've got that sorted.
That's it's wild, really. It's so interesting. How do you think that animals and the way that we relate to them might shape future lifestyle or well-being trends?
Well, the child-free movement is a really important one. And then what I went into in the book is the science of fur babies. So if you think about it, if you stare into the eyes of your beloved, your spouse, a really good friend, but you have a hit of oxytocin in your brain. And when you look into your pet's eyes, you have the exact same chemical reaction. So it's a very mammalian response that you want to nurture and you want to protect. So if you start looking at that, and I started looking at legislation around the world, and that was interesting as well. So Australia this year was the most recent country, but it followed France, Portugal, and Spain that started amending their family law so that pets can be classified as a member of your family and also as a sentient being, because you're starting to see a lot of custodian disputes. So when couples break up, they divorce, then there's actually a whole dispute about who has the cat or who has the dog. And these, like you mentioned, paternity leave, changing of the family law, you're starting to see even legislation starting to recognize that our pets are our family. And if people think that, well, South Africa may be lagging behind the global trends, it's interesting to know that I looked at the top 5 most pet-friendly countries in the world, and guess where South Africa ranks? Number 4 after US, Canada, and Brazil and India. Yeah.
So Dion, I just received a WhatsApp message from a colleague who shall not be named, very well-known colleague in the media industry, saying, "I feel so attacked. I take my dog to the puppy hotel. Hey, Mandy." So obviously I am the one that is the problem here. And I think that the intention of your book is not amusement, is absurd, a lot of what you cover, but that's not your intention here. This is a real thing for many people.
Yes, and specifically the final chapters is really about saying goodbye. So the whole thought of the book was actual sort of factual trends, then what people might think as absurdities, but I think if you're a pet owner, you'd secretly think, well, if I had the means, I'd do the same thing. And then really at the end, the important thing about me was about pet bereavement, because I have a new journey as a doula, and I specialize in sort of pet bereavement. And there's a whole category of what they call disenfranchised grief. So if you are that pet parent, you lose a pet that you've had for 10, 15, sometimes 20 years, and non-pet owners will say, well, just get another one and just replace it. But that unconditional love that you get from your pets hits really, really hard. So the end of the book is sort of kind of how to plan to say goodbye, and really, really specifically that the pet bereavement is real. And I hope the book and all of the stats support that this is not only just a big economy that's booming, but it is also an integral part of your family. There's a really fun fact that it's from rover.com. It's a site that connects dog owners with their dog sitters and play dates and things like that. But they sort of said, they say 95% of their dog owners consider their dogs to be part of their family, but almost 60% take more pictures of their dogs than their significant others. And the same number greet their pets as soon as they walk in the door before they say hello to the rest of the family. So
amazing. Well, Dion, thank you so much. Dion Chang is the author of the book. If you are a pet parent, this is perfect for you and an excellent Christmas present as well. A Perfect Life, the ultimate guide to pet parenting.
The Midday Report.
Thank you very much for joining us today. The Midday Report with Mandy Wiener on 702 and Cape Talk is brought to you by Nedbank Commercial Banking. Think bigger, think Nedbank Commercial Banking. It's 1 o'clock.
This is EWN.
The SIU recovers over 13 million rand from a Tembisa hospital employee, and a no-confidence vote in the KZN Premier to be held on December 15th. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. Let's begin